The problem is Liam Hendricks, if we knew how to field the baseball, wouldn't have even been in the game. The game would have been over at like 8-3. I believe Cleveland probably still would have scored 1 run. But what happened is, in the 9th inning, with the game in the bag, the White Sox infield started to boot the ball around and throw the ball around the infield like the bad news fucking Bears.
Is this where you want to start your SOXual harassment?
Yes, and this is this week's SOXual harassment, because this is a concerning trend for the White Sox. In 2020, the COVID season, they finished 21st in fielding. They probably would have finished much lower if there were more games played. In 2021, they finished 26th in fielding with 92 errors. And right now, we've played 29 games and committed 26 errors.
Oh, boy.
We're almost at an error a game. There's only one team in baseball that's committed more errors than us, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, wow. And that would be a AAA team, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. This is...
That's not how you win championships.
You don't win championships this way. And it's great. It's great to have a high-powered offense, but it's not always going to be able to save you.
It's also something that you assume that the veteran Tony La Russa would be addressing. That was part of the issue
with Renteria and Ventura.
It's getting worse, though. If you continue this trend,
it's not getting any better. And that was, to me, when they hired La Russa, the first thought I had is, well, one of the reasons I hired him is because they're going to really tighten up their defense. And you could have used the excuse sort of like, well, the team's young, they're going to get better with each year. But they're not. They're not improving.
Yeah.
And this is going to prevent the White Sox from winning a championship. Ooh. It really is, because if you're in a tight game in the playoffs and you're booting a ball around the field, you're going to lose that game. You can't overcome 4 errors every time with your bats.
My most recent experience with witnessing a championship team, the 2016 Chicago Cubs, they needed every bit of luck and an historically fantastic defense just to win Game 7 in extra innings of the World Series, just to get that championship. They needed everything and the best defense that anyone's seen in 100 years. So
yeah, I mean, when the Sox won in 05, like, they finished the regular season like 2nd or 3rd in defense. Guillen had those guys.
Yeah.
Guillen, and I'm sure La Russa understands it, but whatever they're doing, whoever the fielding coach is, I'm not even sure. I didn't bother to look that up. But it's like they're not doing a good job.
Well, it seems to be a lot of it's Tim Anderson, and he's been taking the brunt of it, and he's accepted that. He's not running away from any of that. I forget what his quotes were. He's like, "I'm not trying to fuck this up." Or
yeah, right. Yeah, he was like, "You're not trying to screw the team over." But
it's almost like he's trying too hard, like he's thinking too much. I don't know. I don't want to say he's got the yips or anything at this point, but there's so many errors on his part, mainly because the ball comes to him more often than anybody else, but I almost think he's putting too much pressure on himself, maybe, and it's starting to get into his head. But I guess that comes to a larger question: is the manager responsible for the team's defense, or is it just some teams? Some players are just better defensively; they're always going to be better, and some players are just never going to be great defensively. And maybe the White Sox just have a collection of players that aren't as good defensively as they need to be.
I mean, I don't dismiss that comment. I'm not going to sit here and argue and say you're wrong. I will say that Anderson. I would say Anderson's, though, with balls he gets to and throws he makes from deep in the hole, much like Javi is above. He's above average shortstop.
But he's costing you outs at this point.
But he has mental lapses that are unforgivable at the moment. I mean, if him and Moncada both make their plays, game over.
Moncada has a bit of an excuse.
Well, yeah,
he hasn't been playing, but he's never been fantastic.
He has a third. Yeah,
he's similar to Anderson. He makes the incredible play, but then
he opened the game up with an incredible fucking play, and I'm like, oh wow, that's good to see. until the 9th
I guess you're
on a chopper.
you're looking for consistency with your
That's
defense.
what I'm looking
You're
for.
not getting it.
I'm looking for like the defense of a championship team. They may not be the best defense in the league, but they're definitely in the upper half of the league. You know, that not the White Sox who are in the lower half every year. So.
Word Hole Media.